back or welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Karen. You can call me K and I do everything literally. So guys, this is a hair video and I'm here just to demystify the myth that black hair doesn't grow. Black hair grows, and it even grows faster and healthier if you're taking good care of it. Here with the hair journey story, it's all about how I went from being a bald body. Yes guys, I've shaved to my scalp so many times in my life that I am not afraid of being without hair. And so just how I went from being a bald body to almost mid-back length in a time period of 5 years. If you're interested in just seeing how my hair has grown, the challenges I've gone through, and most importantly, the tips I'll be giving in here and product recommendations, just stick around and watch to the end and let me know what you think in the comment section. Also take a second to just hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so that you're always on the loop and you're not missing out on any of my new uploads. I mentioned how I am not afraid of cutting my hair to the scalp, and I guess this was just ingrained in me as a child. I was that child with the big hair, and I think it's just in my genes, to be honest. So I had a lot of hair and my hair was long. But back in the day, you can imagine there was not much knowledge or education surrounding natural hair. So our natural hair was really handled the way it was handled back in the day. So you were either being taken to a salon, your hair was being blow dried right from the scalp all the way up. It was so difficult being a child with thick hair. You just remember one episode where it was my dad taking me to the salon, and I think he just saw that struggle and he couldn't take it. It was too much. It was too much. And I feel like that's something also that happens with dads and their daughters. They don't want to see you going through so much pain for what? So I remember my first big chop. My very first big chop was as a child, and I was in grade 1, which we used to call class 1. And at that time we had just moved from living in town to back in the village, and I was attending the school in the village, actually the school where my mom used to teach. And I remember just showing up in this beautiful cut and all the kids just wanting to emulate me. First of all, because I'd grown up in the town and I'd gone to like a private school, so I only spoke English. So and you know, back in the village, the local primary schools are just taught in vernacular. A lot of vernacular was being talked. So I think people wanted to just look like, you know, the teacher's daughter, this girl that just talks only English. And a lot of kids ended up shaving their hair. I had an amazing braider back in the village. When I was a child, she would do my hair so nicely, and that was my experience with just big chopping. So I remember at some point in grade 5, when the relaxers had come out, the kids relaxers, the beautiful beginnings, I remember my mom putting the relaxer on my hair and I had waves. I was really feeling myself, especially because, you know, I just looked exactly like my mom, because my mom had like a long palm, and every time she would do her hair, it would have like very perfect waves. I ended up going to boarding school, and I really couldn't maintain relaxed hair in boarding school. I remember I had like now very short relaxed hair. So I remember when I was done with now my primary school and I was heading to high school, my dad just talking to me, like I actually remember this conversation very nicely. I even remember where we were at, and he was telling me how he doesn't feel like I should have long hair in school, in high school. Like he wanted me to really concentrate on my studies, and I actually agreed with him, and we agreed that I was gonna do a big chop before I went to high school. So all through Form 1, all through the first year of secondary school, I had like a really short afro hair. that I just used to comb out and just brush down. I was in that public school for 2 years, the secondary school, and I had to switch schools, and now this time I was joining a private school. And in this private school, we had to do, like, we could do our hair, we could do braids, we could do anything to our hair. So that's the point where now I grew my hair and I had like long hair. I also did a perm at some point, I think in Form 3. And the good thing about our school, we had a salon, so I could do treatments in school. That was just a short history with how comfortable I am with big chops. So fast forward, I think I just want to bring this now all the way to 2014 when I did my big chop. Now this time, natural hair is becoming more popular on YouTube. There was a lot of natural hair content, and I'm learning. So I decided to just transition my hair because I think I'd relaxed it again at that point and I was not happy with it. So I transitioned my hair, and in April of 2014, I did my big chop. Yeah, I actually remember I had relaxed my hair, and it was actually very healthy because my hair used to be maintained by some guy that used to be at Jubilee, the Jubilee house in town, and he used to know his thing. Like he could even like get me Revlon, those salon only products for myself, and my hair was actually doing so well. I think I have a picture of back then. I'll just put it here. I just had my natural hair. I was trying out products. I actually became a product junkie around that time. There was not much product in the market, in the Kenyan market. So I would actually shop online, and I had this lady, her name was Njeri, that I would WhatsApp, and I would tell her the things I want. Then I would send the money to her mom, and then she would buy the things, ship them, and I would pick from her mom. I remember very well where I used to meet her mom. I would meet her mom in town at Archives, and she'd give me my package. And that time, I've just bought like a lot of products. I had like 3 shampoos at a time, 4 conditioners at a time. Yeah, so it was really nice to be able to experience all these nice products that I would see the YouTubers on YouTube use that were not available in the Kenyan market. I was also able to be part of a community at that point. I don't know if you're watching this and you remember Kali Diaries. Yo! That was our small cult group of natural hair women in Nairobi, or rather in Kenya, that was just amazing. I remember we even had like, at one point we even had like a meetup, and I had a lot of friends back then that I still consider my friends now from back then that were in the Kali Diaries. Just comment in the comment section down below if you remember the Kali Diaries. Yeah. This was the year that I actually got married, and actually a natural hair bride. These were things that were not so common back then, like to have your natural hair on your wedding day. So I remember for my wedding day, I had like a style I'd gotten off Pinterest. I'll just insert it here, but it was a mixture of my natural hair because it was short and Marley braids. I continued growing my hair all through 2014, 2015. I was pregnant and I had my child. By 2016, I had like this huge afro. 2016, I had like a big ass afro. But also this is the year that I started like also like really experimenting again with my hair because I love hair, guys. Remember, I've always I remember even in high school, but then I'll just give you a brief history. I used to do hair as well. I would do house calls, and at a time when the goddess locks were very famous, when they had just become famous in Kenya, I would do it as house calls, and God, that's such an amazing experience. I got to meet a lot of people, travel to different places. Yeah, so and this is something that I've always loved. Like from when I was very young, I would do like my cousin's hairs. I would do hair in in high school for other kids. Just before our salon, people would come because we would only have salon once a month. Yeah, so I've loved hair for so long. So in 2016, I started experimenting with my hair. Now at this point, it has become so big, almost unmanageable for me, because at this time now I have a small child. I at one point I remember just being addicted to the scissors. I would just chop my hair, chop, 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 just like that. And I think it was the time also when the tapered cuts were very common, and I chopped my hair. So I chopped my hair into a tapered cut, and that was around, guys, I'm just looking down at my notes. I have a lot of notes down here. That was around August of 2016, and by October my hair had grown back again. And at this point I tried the undercuts. Guys, do you remember the undercuts? And I remember I did my hair at what was the name of the salon that was at Dusit? Yeah, so I had an undercut and I really enjoyed like styling it. I would do like the mini bun. In November of 2017, I texturized my hair. And at that time also, I'd just gotten into working out and just trying to lose weight. So I was working out a lot and my hair was just sweating a lot. I was really sweaty, and just that washing my hair every time, I felt like my hair was just starting to fall out. So I just maintained the texturized hair, and in 2018, around March, it was that time when the cat life, I don't know if you remember this, but I don't know if it was a hashtag or if it was a page, but I remember there was this guy that was called, I think, Anthony Katz or someone back in, in America, that would do very nice cuts. So I remember finding someone that could do the same for me, and I reached out and I went over to their salon. Now this time he did like a full relaxer, and then he did the cut for me. And I was feeling it, guys. I was just looking like, those Insta buddies, the ones who used to do their hair with Anthony Katz, and using the hashtag cat life. That was 2018 when I did the bob cut. I don't remember. I wish I can remember his name, but it was actually very good, and I think I followed him for a few years after that, and I could see like he was actually even very good with color. I don't remember his name anyway. Now I am working out a lot. I am losing a lot of weight. In the process, my hair is also shedding. My hair, I had a lot of shedding, and I remember at one point just sitting and looking at my edges and not loving what I was seeing. I just decided to clip my hair. So I did my big chop in 2018 in June, and I remember my daughter just not liking it. She was like, why do you look like that? Anyway, I cut my hair, and I remember at that point the natural hair community, the Kali Diaries girlies, liking it. Like, they were all for it. So I played around a lot with my small cut that time. I remember my aim was not actually to grow it. I had like a bald spot on my temple that I really wanted to work on, so I was not really keen on growing out my hair. So it would grow a bit and I would rush and cut it again. So I remember at that point I was like, yeah, this is the time for me to play around with color, and I would bleach my hair. I would actually follow Joy Candy's, that's the way she used to bleach her hair. I actually recently saw that she's now grown out her hair and it actually looks so nice. So I would bleach my hair. I even like imported some temporary colors that I would put in my hair. The Adore line. Like, if I ever go back short, I'm definitely getting those colors again. So I would bleach my hair. And I remember at one point I did the platinum color. I had blue, I had purple, I had green. So when I was experimenting with bleach and color, I just felt like, a cute body. Don't argue with me, guys. You just have to accept that I was a cute bald body. I absolutely loved my bald stage. No, it's giving me ideas, but let's move on. And then in 2019, I'd started like growing out my hair again. I remember even at a point I did some braids, and I think that was in April. Then just shortly after that, when I thought I am growing out my hair, my life was just like, you know, when your life is not going so nicely, you're going through stuff, and you decide to put it on the hair. That's what I did, guys.
No one needs to hear this right now, but if you are going through a rough time, leave your hair alone. It didn't do anything to you. Put the scissors down. Drop the box dye.
I remember a lot of stuff was happening at that time, and I just walked into the salon and I told the barber, shave it to the root. So I bald shaved again in May of 2019, and at this point I'm just like, yeah, that's how it's gonna be for now. In June, I remember I actually interviewed for my first job ever, and I did it bald. No, I feel like I was actually cute. You'll tell me. I started working in corporate in July of 2019, and I was good with my bald hair. So there were days when I would just go with my bald hair or my short, because now I started growing it out. I never chopped it again. So now this is where our journey starts. In 2019, July. So I'm no longer shaving my hair. I'm now starting to grow it out. So I would take my teeny weeny afro to work, especially on weekends. I loved going to work in my short afro. During the week, sometimes I would just rock my wigs, and it was a good time actually. Like, I loved that period of my life. Then as my hair was just growing, I remember I think it was September. In September, my hair now had really grown. Like, I had like an inch of hair, and I just one day, actually one whole week of work that month, I wore my hair in like a very slicked down hairstyle, and I felt really cute in that hairstyle. At least it was a good break from like the wigs and stuff like that. Then in October of 2019, I braided my hair for the first time since the big chop. And it was so nice just showing up to work in a different style. Everyone was like, yo. I remember braiding this hair at a salon, and it was super painful because my hair was like an inch. It wasn't so long, but I remember it being so painful, and just me saying, yo, after these braids, I don't think I need to do braids again. But after that, what I did, I started doing my hair. I remember the second time I did my hair in November, I actually did myself. Fast forward to January of 2020. So now I'm no longer working at my corporate job. Yeah. Worst mistake of my life. So I'm no longer working at the corporate job. I'm home, and it was back to freestyling. So I would do like small braids and undo them for like a small afro. I would play with a lot of makeup also around that time. So hair and makeup, the most of part of 2020, I wore my hair in a teeny weeny afro. I would do comb coils, which were amazing. Small braids, like small braids, and then undo them, and it would give me like some definition. I also wore a lot of turbans. In March of 2020, I started my YouTube channel. I started this channel. I think I have some videos. Chini, if you just go all the way, you'll find my hair routines back then. 2020, I did a lot of especially towards the end of 2020, I went to the salon a lot, guys, and this was the mistake I did. I just feel like with my hair, I am more comfortable taking care of it. Once someone else is doing it for me, it doesn't work out. Of course, at the salon, they won't be so careful with how they detangle your hair. At the salon, they will want to straighten your hair before they do anything to it. One time when I went to the salon and I spent like a whole hour for them to wash my hair, but the blow dry session being super painful. But that hairstyle at that time was very nice. I did a lot of braids, some cute twists, locks, and they were good for the time. 2021, I did a lot of mini twists. I was in my mini twist era, and I would do them at the salon. Actually, I didn't do them myself. Every time I would do them myself, I would feel like they were so sparse. But every time I did them at the salon, they would be so full and, you know, just cute. And every time I left them way over 4 weeks, they would start looking like locks. At that point, I remember just wanting to do the starter locks. Like, I was very tempted to just do starter locks, but then again, I'm not one person that can commit to anything that is long term. So I think that is the only reason why I never did locks, and one reason why I probably will never do locks. Back in 2008, 2009, I had baby locks. Like, I remember joining campus and I had these cute blonde baby locks, and before my locks could really lock, and I'd really committed, like I would go all the way from JKUAT, Juja, all the way to Thika to just have my locks retwisted and everything. And I did that for probably 6 months. Then what did I do? One day, I just entered the shower and combed out my locks. I also like that look of sister locks, but I cannot commit. Towards the end of 2021, I think it was around November, I did this style that I really had wanted. Like, I love flat twists. Back in 2014, I used to love flat twists. Like, especially when I was transitioning, I would do a lot of flat twists. So I decided to do flat twists, but at the salon. I don't know what they did to my hair, guys, but this hairstyle, I'm telling you, it was cute, but it snatched my hair. Like, it took out my edges. It took out the back of my hair. I remember undoing that hair in 2 days, and I just wrote to the salon and told them that hairstyle is out. And I had to tell them that this hairstyle actually was tight, and even while it was being done, I could tell, I was telling the lady that my hairstyle is tight, and I don't know, she probably ignored me, or maybe, I don't know, maybe her technique was just that. Yeah, but I remember just undoing it after 2 days, but it had really done some damage to my edges. We go to 2022. Now I get into, I think because of that trauma that I'd experienced in 2021, at the end of 2021, I just decided to just go back to doing my hair. So I did the mini twists myself. I just played with different hairstyles. I remember this was the point where now my hair was able to do like a high puff, and it was looking nice. Like, you know, just that proper high puff that is neat. Like, right now I cannot do a high puff. Like, it's always like a messy high puff. In March, I straightened my hair. I remember I did my first silk press in March. Yeah, and just seeing how much my hair had grown was just enough motivation. So I kept taking care of it. I had a routine. I'll be sharing my routine at the end, towards the end of this video. So keep watching, guys. 2023, I remember I started the year off by just straightening my hair and giving it a trim at home. In June of 2023, I started a mini twist challenge. Actually, I've just gone through the photos and I haven't seen like enough photographic evidence, but I remember tracking the progress on my phone. I think I'll try and share it here, like from my notes, everything I did, how I would track my wash days, how I'd track my protective styles. I think it was also like a very difficult year for me. My acne had come back, so my esteem was actually really low at that point. Even just now, coming from the gallery, just trying to find pictures, all I could see was pictures of my acne, pictures of my acne, pictures of my acne. That's the only thing I did. I only took pictures of my acne. I remember sitting at the end of 2023 and just saying to myself, I can't believe I didn't take enough selfies. But also, I don't think I was in a very good mental space for me to be like posing for my camera. I didn't take enough photos of my hair in 2023, to be honest, but yes, I was actually taking care of my hair, and at that point I'd actually decided to take care of my hair. I would make sure that my mini twist didn't go past 4 weeks. Like right now, I'm taking my mini twists way over 4 weeks, and it's not something I actually like doing because now that makes takedown very difficult, and also it's a bit hard to retain length at that point. So I started 2024 again with straightening my hair. I did a protein treatment, I did a trim, and it was actually like really nice to see how much my hair had grown. It hadn't grown so much in length, but also in how thick it was. Like I could see the thickness. I could see like how healthy my hair was looking at that point, and I was happy. So 2024 ended up being my TikTok era, and I'm so glad that I have documentation of my hair on TikTok. That's where I did a lot of my wash days, a lot of my treatments, I did them there. A lot of DIY hair recipes are on my TikTok. I'll just leave it here so that you can go and check it out and follow me. 2024, my TikTok era, I had a dedicated page for my hair and my skincare, and yeah, that's where a lot of my hair progress is for 2024. I only did one salon visit, and it's because my sister-in-law was actually paying for it. I wasn't like gonna do it, but she was like, yeah, just since you're taking me to the salon, please can you also do your hair? Like, let's do our hair together. At least I had like a proper protective style around, it was in May. In December, as you can remember, I don't know if you've watched my video, it will be up here, where we did our silk press, mine's and Letizia's. One thing, and the only thing I actually advocate for with natural hair, is routines. You need a routine. It doesn't have to be so structured, because even for me that has been on this journey for this long, I'm not always consistent with my routines, but just have a structure. So you have to know when to do your wash days and also when to do your protective styles. So have it in a way where it's healthy for you. So like for me, when I would have my mini twists, I would be able to just like, if I'm keeping them longer than 4 weeks, I would make sure I am washing my hair in between, because you don't want that buildup of product on your scalp, because it gets one, irritating on your scalp, and also it stagnates your hair growth. You need a clean scalp at any one given time. Then the second thing you want to have a routine for is your protective styling. If you're a person that goes to the salon or just taking care of your hair yourself, have a routine. Let's say you say every 4 weeks I'm gonna do my hair, every 6 weeks I'm gonna do my hair fresh. So then you'll know where to wash your hair. I wouldn't really advocate for washing kinky hair every week. Just try have a balance. And I'm doing a lot of oiling of my hair, then I'll make sure I'm washing my hair either once every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks. With protective styling, what you're trying to do is first to avoid heat. Try and do hairstyles that do not require you to, straighten your hair every time. Like for me, I think I'm proud now that I'm able to just minimize my heat usage to just once a year. One thing you will need to be avoiding is tension. Especially around your edges. Do not pull on your hair. Do not do hairstyles that will pull on your hair, because it will just be counterproductive. You're pulling on the hair that you're trying to actually grow. So what is the need of it then? I just see some hairstyles that are done and I'm like, I cringe. I'm like, for why? Tell me, for why? Also, you need to probably just avoid hairstyles that don't keep for long. Like, you don't want to go do braids and then undo them after 2 weeks. What are you doing? Just do a hairstyle that can go 4 weeks or 3 weeks. Sometimes even do a hairstyle that can go 6 weeks. Just make sure you have a way of cleaning your scalp in between. That way your hair will be good, it will be safe. You have to be careful when you're taking down your protective styles. I have a video on TikTok on how, and I think also I've vlogged on here on how I do my takedowns of my protective styles. One, you do not want to take down hair that is especially like more than 4 weeks old, like when it's dry. Try wet it up, add a conditioner, add an oil. That way there'll be moisture in your hair, and that way you will reduce breakage. You'll be able to retain your length. Whatever hair that has grown during that month when you had your protective style in is gonna be able to, you know, show results at the end of it. Because if you're just working on dry hair and it's breaking off, you will always have have you seen, like, even me, I've experienced it when I didn't take really good care of my hair. My hair was at one length for like a very long time, and it's not because my hair wasn't growing. It was growing, but it was also breaking at the same equal rate. Being careful with how you're taking down your protective styles will be very crucial in you achieving length and growing out your hair. Just be someone that is wants to learn your hair. Do a porosity test, and if you don't know how to do a porosity test, I'll just leave it here. You just need to get a piece of your hair, drop it in a glass, and according to how it behaves, you will know if you're high porosity, low porosity, or medium porosity. Myself, I'm low porosity because my hair, like, even if I was to take a spray bottle now and spray hair on it, you'd see how the water would just sit on my hair. So it's so hard for my hair to take in moisture, but once it takes in moisture, it keeps it. Like now, I just undid my hair that I did after wash day on Saturday. Today is Thursday, and I can still feel how moisturized it is, and you can see actually how bouncy it is, right? You've already established how you want to do your wash days. If you are someone that is washing their hair every week, make sure that at least on the third wash, do a deep condition. What I do, since I wash my hair once a month, I first make sure I pre-poo. Remember, now my hair is coming out of a protective style. So the first thing I like to do is just to add moisture, like saturate my hair with moisture just before I go to the shampoo process, because what the shampoo process does is it will strip your hair of moisture. In the process of trying to get rid of the dirt off your hair, it's gonna strip your hair of moisture. So I try and do a pre-poo, and this you can do with first introducing some water to your hair, and then go in with even just like a plain chippy conditioner. Actually, there's a period where I loved chippy conditioners, like the Suave, the Alberto Balsam. These are some conditioners you can find on the supermarket shelf. Even the Mikala one, I love the Mikala one actually for detangling and pre-poo. And then do an oil, put on a plastic cup, leave it on for like 30 minutes, and then now you can proceed to your shampoo process part. With shampoo, you need to have at least 2 types of shampoos. One is a clarifying shampoo. This will be great for the days when you feel like your hair is heavy with the products. It will help take out that first layer of, you know, build up oil, dust, and all that. I like to follow it up with a moisturizing shampoo, something that will cleanse but not strip. And how I know the difference is, even without looking at the ingredients, like with my clarifying shampoo, my hair feels dry and stiffish. But with the second shampoo, I feel my hair is, you know, spongy, and I just feel how clean it is without feeling like it's dry. So when you're pre-pooing, you can use a chippy conditioner. You can use a DIY recipe, which you can always find in one of my vlogs here. So I love aloe vera gel. I love making my gels out of aloe vera leaves, flaxseed gels. I love okra. You can see that actually in my last vlog. I did an okra gel pre-poo. So you can do all those, something that is as like sleep, something that is, you know, and those three will always give you the sleep. You could also do a hot oil treatment. That's just by, now this one you're not wetting your hair. You're just dipping your mix of oils in a bowl of hot water and putting your oils directly on your dry hair, making sure it's absorbing, putting it in parts, in twists, and then putting it in a cup. That's gonna help move the oils from the outer layer deep into the shaft of your hair. That way your hair is getting fully moisturized and ready for the shampoo process. For shampoo, and one of my favorites is the Cream of Nature Argan Oil from Morocco. You need to check that your products do not have sulfates, do not have petroleum, mineral oils. I prefer this one. It's a very good clarifying shampoo. It will definitely get the dirt off your hair. So I like to do two steps of this. So love this Tresemme one. It's the Tresemme anti-breakage shampoo. I think because it has, does it have glycerin? Yeah, it has glycerin. I love it. I actually love how my hair feels with this one. But I can't go in with this one as the first shampoo because for sure I won't feel the clarifying effect. So another thing I like to do for clarifying is once every 3 months, I try and do bentonite clay wash. That's just washing your hair with clay. So I take, my clay is far, but I'm gonna put a picture here of how it looks. I mix a cup of the bentonite clay and a cup of apple cider vinegar. Sometimes I also add water. Then you can also add some oils just to make sure that it's not too drying to your hair. And you need to apply that to your hair while it's dirty. That's your first step of wash day now if you're not doing pre-poo. So you put it on your hair, leave it on for about 30 minutes and concentrate it also on the scalp. Make sure your scalp is also coated. And this I find to be very clarifying. Like every time I do a clay wash, my hair feels like it's breathing again. You understand? The next thing that I always do is I make sure I wash my hair in parts. I don't just jump into the shower like that. Like this. It's gonna be a tangled mess. So I make sure I wash my hair in parts. Now that it is long, I like to do it in 4 parts. But sometimes I'll do it in smaller parts, just depending on how I'd actually pre-pooed it. If I'd pre-pooed it in smaller parts, then I'm gonna wash it in those parts. Condition your hair, and this is the point where I detangle my hair. That's the first point where I use a comb. When I'm pre-pooing, I make sure and I try as much as I can to just use my fingers to finger detangle. So for combs, the first point where I use a comb is when I'm doing my conditioner. So I'll just do conditioner, put it all over my hair, concentrating a lot of it on the ends because they're the oldest part. They need more love, more TLC. And then going in with either a wide tooth comb or a detangling comb. So like when you're shampooing, you need to use like a shampoo brush. This one is very beneficial. You just hold it like that. I remember at the beginning of my journey, I had one that had gotten off Amazon that had that was electric. I think I need to buy another one because it felt nice, that one. So this one is good for shampooing. It gets very deep into your scalp just to help you because you don't want to be using your nails on your scalp. Don't use your nails on your scalp. Nails can transfer bacteria and cause a lot of harm to your scalp. So just use the pads of your fingers when you're shampooing. If you need a little more help, just use a shampoo brush. If you want to now proceed to the next step, which is deep conditioning, do it at this point. For me, as I am a low porosity girl, I do everything in the shower so that my hair is not losing the moisture. So immediately after I detangle, I go in with my deep conditioner, and the one I currently have is the African Pride heat activated mask. I love this one. I love how it smells. I think it has clay. Yeah, it has red clay. It has Moroccan red clay. It has shea butter. It has glycerin as the second ingredient, guys. So you know that your hair is definitely getting the moisture back. So your deep conditioner is gonna help bring moisture back to your hair. It's gonna help your hair just receive the nutrients that it needs to keep growing, depending on whatever product you're using. So I love this one, and I also love the Saru one. I'll leave a picture here. I love the Saru intensive conditioning mask. Yeah, those two are my favorites. Like, I always like interchange them. So like these ones I got from my sister-in-law, but also these sachet deep conditioners are also very good. So these ones I don't think you can find them here in Kenya, but I love the Cream of Nature ones. Cream of Nature has sachet one-time use deep conditioners, and they also come in very handy. I think on my next wash day, I'll show you how I like to pimp up these babies so that they are just doing the most for my hair. I'll remember to do that for my next wash day. I forgot to show you for my conditioners. I love this one. This one I like especially because it's a huge size. I love this one also for like pre-pooing. I love this conditioner very much. It's the Tresemme Cleanse and Replenish Remoisturizing. But I also love this one by As I Am. It's the Long and Lax, from the Long and Lax line, the pomegranate and passion fruit. This baby smells so nice. Pomegranate and passion fruit conditioner. It's strengthening and hydrating. It's just an amazing product. Yeah, and it has glycerin as its third ingredient. The next step that I never miss. Catch me on this one if I ever miss it. Tea rinses. I love putting tea in my hair. So this one for me is very beneficial. One, because it's introducing all these nutrients, all these minerals into my hair. And especially like when I'm shedding a lot, I love my black tea rinses, my green tea rinses. I love hibiscus on my hair. I have a lot of tea rinse recipes there. I've also shared a bit on here on my vlogs, and I'll be sharing as the time goes on. For most people, I find they like to do the tea rinse, then do a deep conditioner and sit with the deep conditioner. But for me, I like to do my tea rinses after the deep conditioner. And when I'm doing my deep conditioner, I always sit under a heated cup, this. So you just put this, you plug it in, put this on, and you sit for either 20 to 25 minutes depending on the instructions on your deep conditioner. That one I love it very much. I love that it helps my cuticles open so that it can absorb all the moisture, all the nutrients that are coming from the deep conditioner. Let's try and use heat on your hair, especially if you're low porosity, because it's gonna help open your cuticles. You can either use that type of cup or you can use a steamer. I've seen now that they have steamers which are more portable for home use. So I remember when we did our hair with Solo in December, we used the salon steamer and it felt so nice. But steaming your hair every once in a while is very beneficial. The other thing you need to be doing for your wash days is just to make sure that you're balancing your protein and your moisture. And how do you do that? You have to first check your hair, study your hair, find what it loves, try and feel how it's feeling. So for example, if your hair is very dry and brittle, that and maybe lacks shine, that means you're in need of moisture, a lot of moisture. And for me, I feel like that's the case most of the times, and that is because I am low porosity. So when it comes to low porosity hair and protein, you'll find like you don't have to do as many protein treatments as someone with high porosity hair. And that's because for us, our biggest problem, our biggest issue is the moisture. So for protein treatments, I just stagger them. I really stagger them. And that is when you study your hair and you feel like it's mushy. It's like cotton candy. It's mushy, it's breaking. That's how you know that you're in need of protein. For me, that's not the case most of the time. So I stagger my protein treatments. I do them either once in 3 months. I don't do them often, to be honest, because again, you have to make sure there's a balance. If there's no balance, then your hair is gonna suffer. It's gonna break, because if you have a protein overload on your hair or a moisture overload, your hair is gonna hurt. So try and balance the protein and moisture, and you do that by studying your hair. Hey guys, Future K here, and I'm so sorry. I've been trying to edit this video and I'm already seeing like it's a bit long, but I realized I left out some very important parts. Yeah, so kindly just allow me to add in those parts. So what you want to do after you're done with the whole wash day, after you've rinsed out your deep conditioner, I prefer to do it with cool water. Actually, the whole of your wash day, make sure that you're not doing it with hot water, because hot water is gonna dry out your hair, it's gonna dry out your scalp. So especially when you're doing your last rinse, which is the deep conditioner, please try and use cool water. It's gonna help seal in the cuticles and lock in the moisture. Then immediately after that, what you need to be doing is your remoisturization process. Let me call it that. That is either your LCO, LOC, LCOO, whichever method that you prefer. For me, I prefer the LCO method because my hair is low porosity. So the LCO method is just leave-in conditioner or any type of liquid, then a cream, and then an oil. What you want to avoid is doing an oil before the cream, because what cream does, cream adds moisture. Oil does not add any sort of moisture. What oil does is it locks in the moisture that you've already put into the hair. So that's why you need to be doing your oil as the last step to your wash day routine. So for the product, currently using the Design Perfection Honey Moisture Leave-In Treatment. I've been loving it, and for the price it came at, I just love how big it is. And then we also have this one by Lotta Body. It's the Lotta Body Coconut and Shea Oils Love Me 5-in-1 Leave-In Treatment. I also love the Cream of Nature Leave-In Treatments. I love the ORS products. If I find the pictures, I'll just include them so that you can see. Creams, I'm currently using this one by ORS. This one, the ORS Olive Oil Daily Curl Cream, the one with the rice water and electrolytes. I also like the Miel one, the pomegranate one. I love the... Is there one by Cream of Nature that I love? A leave-in cream. I don't remember, guys, but this is the only one I currently have, and I've been loving it. And for the oil, you need to use sort of a heavier oil. So for me, I either use a mix like this one that I did in the previous vlog. I'm just gonna add it on here or in the description box down below. Or sometimes I like to make my own oils, either with aloe vera or moringa, just Ayurveda oils, which tend to be more thicker. So I love those ones to seal in my moisture, and that will help lock in everything that you put in. Then immediately after that, what I like to do, using my satin scrunchie, like now I've just done, I was just remoisturizing my hair while doing a protective style. So what I like to do is just make sure I put it in a bun like that, and then just to stretch the ends, because when you introduce water to your hair is going to shrink up a bit. So what I like to do is just to stretch the ends using like a spiral hairband. These ones, I think I got them from, were they from Miniso? I think they were from Miniso. So you want to do something like that. And then the very most important thing that I actually also remembered I forgot is how to protect your hair. You need to use a satin bonnet, and I'm currently loving these ones I got from Rainbow Lady. And once I put them in, the next thing you also need to be doing is that you're sleeping on a satin or a silk pillowcase, because that's gonna help your hair not have so much friction. That plus this silk bonnet, the satin bonnet, then you are set. So like you're sure your hair won't have any friction, hence reducing breakage. Silk or satin pillowcases are also amazing for skin, especially if you're acne prone. They are amazing. So try that for yourselves and just let me know what you think. Trimming and dusting. So I try and trim my hair at least every 4 months. I really try. But one thing I know I am very consistent with is dusting. So dusting is usually like when I'm doing my mini twists, when I look at the end of the twist and it's strangly, it's, you know, flimsy or just looking a certain way, I'll take my scissors. And at this point now, you need to also to invest like in a proper professional hair cutting scissors. So that's where I now take my scissors and clip off that small end, and I do that throughout the rest of my mini twists, and that is called dusting. So I either do that, or when I straighten my hair straight is when I trim, which recently has just been once a year. So I haven't been trimming my hair very often, but it's just advisable to do it every 3 to 4 months. Just trim your hair. Because me and Heat, we don't have a relationship, I do not trim my hair. I do not straighten my hair straight, bone straight, in a way that I can be able to trim it nicely. So the dusting has been doing it for me. Something else you really need, especially as a low porosity girl, is a mist bottle. And this one, I like it so much because it helps disperse the water in a mist. It's not like spray water, it's a mist. So I love this one very much. And I like to fill mine with warm water, because warm water will help the cuticle open. Another thing I really have invested on over the years is making sure I'm using satin scrunchies on my hair. I do not use the, you see this type? I don't use these ones as much. You see this, especially the ones with the metal thing over here. Those are the worst. They are gonna pull out your hair. So these ones, I don't use them often now, unless when I'm trying to stretch my hair, band my hair, prolong it, then I use this. But for a normal day, I use a satin scrunchie, and I think I need to get new ones. I think they've gotten lost over time, because me and Letizia share, and I like the gray ones for her because of school. It's a neutral color for her for school. Another thing I like to invest on is essential oils and oils, and the ones that you'll never catch me without is lavender, peppermint, tea tree. There's a time I had eucalyptus, I had lemon, but recently the ones you will not catch me without are lavender, peppermint, and tea tree. This one has actually run out. I need to get a new one. So essential oils, and you also need hair oils. And for us low porosity girls, we love sort of a medium heavy oil. I love the jojoba oil for my scalp because it's light. I don't want to overwhelm my scalp at any point. But for the rest of my hair, I like to do a mix of oils. Like inside here, I have jojoba, I have avocado, black castor oil, vitamin E, I have argan oil, rosehip oil, and some essential oils. I have also actually run out of most of my oils, but at any one time you'll find me with jojoba, sweet almond oil, avocado oil, Jamaican black castor oil. Those 4 oils are my fave, my absolute fave. For those that actually love heat and prefer to straighten their hair once in a while, I love to use heat protectant before straightening my hair or our hair. So this is one that I've been using and I've been loving. It's by African Pride. It's the Black Castor Miracle Anti-Humidity Heat Protectant Spray. To straighten our hair, I prefer to use, and it's dirty. I prefer to use the this Philips heat brush. I love it because it's especially on my daughter's hair. My daughter has never loved like the actual blow dry, I think because of the sound. But this one, what I love about it is I can actually like control the heat over here, and I feel like it does not overheat the hair. It's not like direct heat. And also the fact that these the teeth here are made of tourmaline, which is safe on your cuticles, on your hair and your cuticles. I've actually done review of this brush on my TikTok. I've also done a video on how to clean it because I remember when I showed it on my TikTok, a lot of moms that had it wanted to know how to clean it. So please do check out my TikTok. There's so much knowledge over there. So if you have such or want such, I got mine off my Red Rhino. And it's a perfect brush. Like I always carry it to the salon, like even when I'm taking Letizia to the salon, because I don't want them to actually use the actual blow dry on her hair. Other things maybe you need for your hair care, your natural hair journey is this oil bottle. What I love about this one is, first, it has like measurements here. Like for example, you want to do 1 oz of jojoba oil and half a oz of, let's say, black castor oil. You're able to be guided, and then you can do your oil mix here. Sometimes I just sit it in the hot water when I'm doing my hot oil treatments, and it's so easy to just apply on your hair, especially when you want to go into the roots. It's very easy. It's like an applicator bottle. Other thing you will find very beneficial is clips. And let me tell you guys, these clips are so old. They're as old as my hair. So I have these crocodile type ones that I actually love. So that's it for my natural hair journey, guys. I hope you loved everything. You loved just seeing how much my hair has grown over the years, the challenges I've gone through, the product recommendations, just the tips that I've shared. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think, and if you have a question, just ask. I'll be able to answer it in my next video, hopefully. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you share it with your friends, your family, whoever really you think might want to see this video. Give it a huge thumbs up if you did like it. Subscribe and turn on your notification bells. And until next time, guys, bye.